My problem was with Western Dental trying to get a cracked tooth fixed, and their procedure just didn't work out. They wanted me to come back and keep coming back, and then they said they would send a form off to the state. The state told me they didn't send the x-rays. Then Western Dental said to appeal the decision. I can't appeal it because they have the x-rays. Call after call after call, couldn't get anything done. I'm through with them. I cracked my tooth because I was eating some nuts, and I made an appointment with them to get my tooth taken care of. And I went down there, and I knew what was going to happen. They were going to x-ray my mouth again, because they always x-ray when you go down there. Even if it's only been 30 days, they still do that. So then they said, okay, we need to send a way to get an approval, because I'm on Medi-Cal. So they have to send an approval and get it approved. And they said they would call me back in a few days. So I waited a week, and I thought, okay, I better call them back, because I know it takes a while with them. I called them back. They said, well, I even have a recording of the phone calls. It's crazy if you ever want to get the recordings. But she said they haven't heard back from them yet. We'll give you a call back in a few days, and we'll find out what's going on. So I decided to call the state myself and find out what was going on. And the lady told me that, yes, they got a request, but they denied it because Western Dental didn't send the x-rays along, and they had taken a full mouth x-ray. And I said, well, that's weird because they took a whole set. She goes, well, that's the reason they denied it. And I even have, the state sends you a report. I don't know if you can see that, but it shows the codes, and the code is 08, and they send you a little deal that tells you all the numbers. And 08 is, your dentist did not submit enough information to allow us to process this request. Please contact your dentist and resubmit a request with new information. So I called Western Dental back up, and it took a long time to get a hold of the lady. They said, okay, we'll leave a message. She'll call you back. A day goes by, nothing happens. 2 days, 3 days. Oh, we're sorry, she's in with the specialist. You know, whatever the reasons were, there were all kinds. So finally I got a hold of her, and I explained to her, well, I called up the state. They said that you didn't send the x-rays. Now that was the first time I talked to her. She goes, well, that's weird. I would appeal that. I go, well, how can I appeal that when you guys are the ones that have the x-rays? I can't get the x-rays. I can't send that in. I said, so you just want me to appeal it and that's it? She goes, yes. And I told her, I said, well, I got a letter in the mail that says that you didn't send the x-rays. How am I supposed to do that? I told her again. And she went around. I know she's busy and she was stressed. And she just basically said, well, you need to appeal that. I said, okay, well, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Let me figure it out and I'll call you back. And we left it at that. And and in between all that, I got a Care Credit card so that it would just pay up front for a crown, because they don't cover crowns in Denti-Cal. So I had the money. I had a $5,000 credit card approval. Let's get the work done. All I want to do is be able to eat on my right side of my mouth, because I couldn't eat on that side. I gave up on them, and I called the state. I said, who else can I go to? They gave me another name. I went to them. As soon as I showed them the Care Credit, in one day, they prepared both areas for getting a cap. They're making the caps right now. They said it's going to take a couple weeks, and it'll be done. And I was just so beside myself, because I'd used Western Dental for over 3 years, and I know their procedure. I know they take a long time. They'll have different dentists every time you go in there. It's never the same dentist. That's just how they work. Some are good, some are bad. And I was really sad, because I was like, wow, I've been going to them all this time, and I couldn't take it anymore. When you call Western Dental's number, you always go to some other different spot. You never go right to the store. I don't know where they're located, but they directed me to a website to do a survey, to leave a complaint. I never got any response back. That was it. It would have been nice to get an apology because it wasn't my fault that I didn't send the x-rays. I'm already getting the teeth fixed, so that's going to be covered. I may go back to them in the future, but I really am. Even this other dentist is like 30 miles away, so I have to drive 30 miles away. But they were so nice, so patient. They take care of the problem all in one day. If I tell them my tooth is still hurting, they give me another shot. Western Dental, I could tell you a horror story about getting a tooth pulled there. I think I scared everybody in the room because it was very, very painful. They couldn't numb the tooth, and maybe they just couldn't because it was an abscess. So might not be their fault, but I basically had a tooth pulled and I felt the whole nerve and everything. It was the worst thing I've ever had done in my life. And I actually come from a dental family. My aunts and uncles in Hawaii owned Hawaiian Dental Institute, so I used to get free work done. So I know what dental work is. I know how it's supposed to go. And Western Dental just doesn't do it the standard way. I don't know what it would take to answer your question because I'm so fed up with them and so disappointed with them. They would have to offer me free dental service to get me back. That would do it.